Daring Abroad is brought to you by our friends at Remitly. Download the Remitly app to send money back home.
Greetings from Zanzibar, and you are quite in time for the show. Today we feature Zanzibar's tourism and the connection with other East African countries, including Kenya. We will give special attention to Marijani Beach Resort, which was opened in December 2021, despite the COVID-19 pandemic. Two of its directors are Kenyan, and the architecture is the work of a Kenyan. We will also sample Zanzibar's tourist attractions, and our reporter Jeremiah Eregai is on standby to take us through the slave trade bit of the island's key signature attractions. My name is Alex Chamada. Karibu. Let's begin this show with how you would get to Zanzibar from Nairobi. And for us, we flew on KQ with Captain Charles Mugambi Lente and First Officer Ali Hussein.
The kind of clients we experience on this route are mostly tourists and a few local tourists as well. Mostly from connecting flights from Kenya with destinations in Europe, and a number of our partner airlines that also arrive mostly in the morning for this morning flight. And it's very important for Kenya Airways because we're able to connect these tourists to their final destination, which is Zanzibar, in a very direct way, which allows them to enjoy their stay.
The flight time between Nairobi and Zanzibar is 1 hour, 20 minutes.
We do this about 4 times a week directly on KQ, and through a code share with Precision Air, we are also able to ensure a daily service is available for tourists looking to continue to Zanzibar.
In Zanzibar, we stayed at Marijani Beach Resort that is located on the east coast of the island. The resort is still smelling fresh. It was opened in December 2021.
We got a lot of holiday makers, a lot of people who were going away for their Christmas holidays. And we had people from East Africa. We had quite a good turnout from East Africa, South Africa, and then Eastern and Western Europe. Those were our main clients at that point. Right now we are talking to Canada and North America as well. And we're also looking at some of the Benelux countries and the UK.
The resort is a huge investment. It is expected to contribute immensely to the region's tourism sector.
This hotel was designed by a Kenyan architect and his team. So everything that is here was done through their research. They did some extensive research before they finalized the designs, and then they combined Zanzibari and Moroccan type of influences to create this property. We have around 125 staff. The majority of our staff are from Zanzibar and Tanzania. The HOD team who we've brought on board are here as an initial to guide the people and to create the right leadership environment. And we have a mix of local, Tanzanian, and East African and African staff.
You have Kenyans as well?
Yes, I have 2 Kenyan staff currently in our executive team, my food and beverage manager and my front office manager.
Yes, Geoffrey Onyango from Kenya is among the expatriates working here. He is the food and beverage manager. He says he enjoys goodwill from the locals, and he is always more than willing to share his international experience.
I believe that exposure is great, being able to work with different people from different cultures, different backgrounds, and yourself living in a different culture and different environment that you're normally used to. It's a great experience, a great learning experience. It's also an opportunity to basically open up the world for you, because you're leaving, where you're from and then going out and exploring the rest of the world. And I think that just opens up a lot more opportunities and a lot more doors for somebody.
Geoffrey is among the staff members who have to ensure the kitchen is okay.
The good thing about our cuisine, what is unique about it, it's a fusion cuisine. We do a lot of fusion cuisine, that is fusion of Western, Asian, but also primarily using the ingredients of Zanzibar. And Zanzibar being very well known as a spice island, we try to incorporate a lot of those spices into other cuisines. So we use the same spices, incorporating them within the Asian and European and international cuisine.
Indeed, the famous Zanzibar Spice Farm that doubles up as a tourist attraction is within reach.
You see, this is the pepper plant. Na hii mti ni acacia tree or acacia.
And we got time off to sample spices, some familiar to me, others not.
Hii ni curry. Zanzibar tuna aina 4 za curry. Tuna curry nyekundu, curry ya manjano ambayo inatoka kwenye turmeric na majani ya curry. Hii ni spice ya India. Watu sana wa India wanatumia sana katika kupikia, wanatia katika samaki, nyama, vile vile wakitengeneza chips zile za miogo wanakuwa wanatia hii curry. Lakini hapa Zanzibar wanatumia zaidi kama dawa, kama medicine.
Remember, Zanzibar is one of the leading producers of spices in the world. Back to Marijani Beach Resort, and visitors staying here enjoy the advantages that come with a private beach. With beach tourism being one of the key aspects of hospitality here, and the sand here is white.
One of our objectives when we were developing this property was to bring the ocean and the beach into the property. So if you look at our plates, the floors, the buffet counters, even the room decor, we've tried to use the creams and the whites of the sand and the blues of the ocean. So our crockery, the napkins, all of those things are designed to bring the ocean into the resort. If you look at our beach towels, if we look at our staff uniforms, we look at all the areas around, it's all been designed to bring in the sea and the sand and to calm the property. At the hotel itself, we have a tour desk, and that tour desk offers trips around the island. So you can go to Stone Town, you can go to the spice farms, you can swim with the dolphins, you can swim with the turtles, you can go to Prison Island, you can go up the coast or down the coast and spend the day in other villages around the island. A lot of tourism. There's the monkeys in the forest on the island that one can go and see. At the hotel itself, you can get access to water sports. You can do windsurfing or kite surfing, as they call it. You can go diving. You can go snorkeling. You can go on a dhow. There's opportunities to go for day trips to go and have a meal on an island in the area. So it's just a nice place to relax and have fun with the family.
The resort has 82 rooms, which can accommodate 164 people.
We are a full-service resort, so we have bedrooms, a selection of bedrooms. We've got the chairman's suite, we have executive rooms, standard rooms, we have twin rooms. We also have paraplegic rooms, accessible rooms. If people are needing some specific treatment or attention, we are able to provide that. We have a spa. We have 3 treatment rooms, couples treatment rooms. We have some hydrotherapy options in the spa, restaurant, bar, restaurant courtyard.
The resort also has state-of-the-art entertainment areas and conference facilities.
We have the conference venues where we can provide conference opportunities for our clients. We've got one main room which can seat up to 70 people. In a schoolroom environment. That room is subdivisible, so we can divide it into 2 rooms. We can either have 2 smaller conferences or a conference with a breakaway, or we can do a cocktail area in one and a meeting in another. Currently, our conference clients are corporates and government.
Mike, the pioneer general manager of Marijani Beach Resort, is South African born and bred.
I'm a trained hotelier. I've been in the hotel industry for 42 years now, and I have worked primarily in Africa. So I worked in the Kenyan environment. I opened the Crown Plaza Hotel in Nairobi, Upper Hill, and I worked in Uganda, in Kampala. I opened the Pearl of Africa, and now I'm currently involved in the opening of Marijani Beach Resort and Spa. I enjoy it. And the people in Zanzibar that I've been exposed to, wonderful people, absolutely wonderful people. I believe that at this hotel we've got some of the best hotel people on the island, some of the best staff on the island. Amazing people.
Just tell us a little more about your experience in Kenya. Was that your first one?
So I was involved in the Crown Plaza in Nairobi. We were involved from the acquisition of the land right through the construction process and then the opening and operation of the property. So I was involved in there from around 2008 until around 2015. And also a great property. It was a property we had an opportunity to design it, and then with local architects, Kenyan architects, and then Kenyan contractors, we created what I believe is a wonderful hotel in that city.
Geoffrey, the food and beverage manager, also has a wealth of global experience.
I did my first training courses in hospitality management was in the US. So I did a little bit of a training in Miami, Florida, and I did 2 years over there. And once I was done with my training there, I transferred my credits and I graduated from United States International University in Nairobi. And then I did a training. My attachment was done at Safari Park, which is on Thika Road. And then my official job, my first official job was in Diani, in the south coast of Mombasa.
The opportunities out there, is it easy to get them?
Opportunities in regards to the hospitality industry, it's a growing industry. We've taken a few hits here and there because of Corona and other world global events. But I believe that it's an industry that will continue growing. I think the world has gotten used to traveling. So I believe it's becoming a smaller world, so people are traveling a lot more, and the more people travel, I believe the more opportunities there will be for young people to come up in this particular industry. I think it's just taking it seriously, not searching in one particular area. I mean, open your horizon and see other opportunities outside your comfort zone. And I think once you do that, the minute you get your leg out the door, then the whole world is basically your playground. You can basically go wherever you want.
Many will say, I don't know anyone. Is it about knowing anyone, being fixed, being helped here, there, carrying a boat further?
Mm-hmm. Well, of course, having somebody that in the industry does help. I believe we're all told that having a good network is important in trying to look for employment in any industry. But I think just searching, being confident, honing your skills, being confident, and at all the time trying to improve. I believe you can make it.
For Mike, skills and knowledge transfer are some of the trickle-down effects of daring abroad.
Alex, what is important for me is that I want to be able to, when I leave a country, know that there has been some skill left behind, some knowledge left behind. We want to be able to know that the people who land up in the leadership roles in the properties we are developing come from the local communities. So we would like to see management at this property, for example, who are of Zanzibar origin, who have developed and have been skilled and upskilled through our input and through our experience.
Great. And while you are staying here at Marijani Beach Resort, what is it that you can see around? Which are the key tourist attractions? And what makes Zanzibar one of the top tourist destinations in the world? That's up next after the break. All right, our reporter Jeremiah Eregai now picks up the slave trade bit of Zanzibar's signature attractions. Take a look.
Thank you, Alex. Unlike you, this was my first time to set foot in Zanzibar, and I'm all set to take our viewers through Zanzibar's slave trade history and why it's a key tourist attraction. Let's go.
Welcome to Stone Town, also known as Mji Mkongwe, the main city of Zanzibar, found in the old part of Zanzibar city. Streets are busy, and so are the restaurants, with both local and international tourists grabbing a taste of Swahili cuisine. The history of slave trade is among the attractions that bring tourists to Stone Town. Remember, Zanzibar was the biggest slave market in East Africa. Over several centuries, countless East Africans were sold as slaves by Muslim Arabs to the Middle East and other places via the Sahara Desert and Indian Ocean. Accompanied by our CEO, Alex Chamwada, and our super cameraman Eric Maweu, I'm eager to learn more about the remnants of slave trade here. We meet our tour guide Abdul Juma by the gate of what used to be the slave market.
Karibuni sana sehemu ya Mkunazini au tunalita soko la biashara ya utumwa la kale. Sehemu hii kwa Kiswahili inaitwa Mkunazini.
Mkunazini.
Ya Mkunazini, hilo jina la Kiswahili, na jina hilo linatokana na mti unaoitwa mkunazi.
Mkunazi.
Ya mti wenyewe ni huu hapo unaitwa mkunazi. Tunakuwa tunapata matunda ambayo yakiiva na kuwa manjano, watoto wanapenda sana kula. Pia watu wanatengezea mafuta kwa ajili ya kufanyia massage na kama vile cosmetic. Mti huu kwa nini eneo hili tunaitwa Mkunazini? Kwa sababu watumwa wakishachukuliwa katika nchi za East Africa, Kenya, Burundi, Rwanda, Tanzania, wakiletwa hapa Zanzibar, wanawekwa katika slave chambers, katika vyumba. Lakini kabla mtumwa hajanunuliwa, anapaswa ajaribiwe kwamba wewe ni mtumwa yuko strong au yuko weak, ili ajue bei gani watu wamuuze. Sasa watumwa walifungwa chini ya huu mti na walikuwa wanafungwa kamba na kupigwa ili kuwajua ni strong au
ni weak.
Yeah,
bei yako ilikuwa inategemea kama uko strong ama
strong. Yes, yeah. Huu mti una miaka kama miaka 30 mpaka 35. Yeah, sasa leo tumepanda tena hapa ni kama kuweka historia ili eneo hili lisipoteze jina lake. Sasa hili ndo kanisa ambalo baada ya kukomesha biashara ya utumwa likajengwa na Dr. David Livingstone.
Next, Abdul takes us to the Anglican Christ Church, one of the most important historical buildings in Stone Town. The church is regularly used by the local community, with several masses being held each Sunday and occasionally on weekdays. The church's foundation was laid in 1893 by Edward Steer, a British bishop. At the entrance of the church is this crucifix that was made from the tree under which Dr. David Livingstone died. Dr. Livingstone is a Scottish missionary who played a big role in abolishing slave trade in Zanzibar.
Na hizi nguzo za kihistoria zinawakilisha wanafunzi 12 wa Bwana Yesu.
The church is busy, with local tour guides giving the visitors a round tour of the ancient church.
Tunaangalia slave chambers, sehemu ambazo walikuwa wanaitwa watumwa kabla ya kupelekwa katika masoko.
And next is the slave chambers, in underground tunnels at the slave market. Here, we see two poorly ventilated rooms. These were holding cells, one for men and the other for women and children. Outside the church is a monument that was captured by Clara Sonas of Scandinavia to serve as a stark reminder of the slave trade. Then, there is the exhibition hall where we learn that in 1822, the British signed the first of a series of treaties with Sultan Said to curb this trade. Under strong British pressure, The slave trade was officially abolished in 1876, but slavery itself remained legal in Zanzibar until 1897. On day 2, we board a boat and head for yet another tourist attraction that is related to slave trade, the Prisoners Island. As we cross to the island, we can see it from afar. It takes us about 30 minutes to get to the island. Our new tour guide explains that the island has 3 names.
Kuja Prison Island, Changu Island pamoja na Tortoise.
So why exactly is this island known as Prison Island?
Walabu walivyokuja hapa hivi, walivyofanya ile biashara ya utumwa, kulikuwa kuna 2 types of slaves, okay? Kuna wale ambao walisema we are okay with Arabs, na kuna wengine walisema no, we are not okay with Arabs. So tunataka tuwe huru, tuwe free. So wale ambao walikuwa wanasema wanataka wawe huru, wawe free, tulikuwa tunaita aggressive slave trade, okay? So Walabu walibuild a special prison for the aggressive slaves in here. So wale wote ambao walikuwa against Arabs walibuild a special prison.
Eventually, the guide takes us to the actual prison.
Kufika prison, wanasema huo peke yake ndio vitu original ambavyo vimebakia hapa. Huo mlango ndio umebakia toka kipindi hiko mpaka leo hii. Lakini vitu vingine vyote even the house, the building washafanya renovation. Sasa hii ndio prison. Yeah, hii ndio prison yenyewe ambayo ilikuwa inafanana na hiyo hapa. Kama mnaona kama vile nimeelekeza, hizo si zile chamber ndio ilikuwa na prison, na vyumba vikubwa vya hapa ndio vilikuwa quarantine. Kwa wale slaves ambao walikuwa wako sick. Kwa hiyo hapa ndio ilikuwa main entrance. Kwa ndio ilikuwa napita ship, ilikuwa watu wanakuja, ship inashuka mpaka hapo chini, na watu ambao walikuwa wanashuka kwenye boti wanashuka wanapitia hapa nenda zao juu. So yeah, so hata kutoka pia ilikuwa ni the same pia. Watu walikuwa wanatoka wanakuja mpaka hapa, boti inasimama na kwenye boti wanapelekwa zao sokoni pale.
These gigantic terrestrial tortoises are unique to this island. Their ages are clearly written on their shells. The oldest is a female aged 196 years with a crack on its shell. The heaviest is a male weighing about 300 kilograms. The tortoises share the island space with beautiful peacocks, antelopes, and monkeys.
Interesting. And that explains the reason why tourists flock Zanzibar to understand the history of slave trade. Back to you, Alex.
Thank you, Jeremiah, for that report. And with that, we come to the end of the show. It was a special production from Zanzibar. And what you've seen is an indication that East Africa's tourism is coming back to life. Always a pleasure having your company. And until we meet again next time, many thanks for watching.
Daring Abroad is brought to you by our friends at Remitly. Download the Remitly app to send money back home.